On the other question of the bullion van or no bullion van and all of that, I think that matter has been put to rest. There was no money in the bullion van. The bullion van that even came missed the address to have come there. Okay. It missed the address to have come there, and there was no money in the bullion van. The bullion van that even came missed the address to have come there. Okay. It missed the address to have come there, and missed the address.
Yeah, wonder shall never end in this country. You know, you think that you have seen it all, you have heard it all for Nigerians, and then you just keep wondering, where do these guys manufacture their heart from? See, I'm not even bothered. You have seen the news; it's everywhere that they said the bullion van that we are seen or captured going to the residence of Bola Ahmed Tinubu the 2019 at the eve of the 2019 general elections. When they missing, he said miss road. So the legendary money miss road that was in Chinua Achebe's book is real. I thought it was a fallacy. Now, looking at all this, there has been plethora of lies and deceit and manipulation that these guys in the APC have been selling. He says that you're not the one. If you are surprised by this, I think this is even the least, the smallest, the most miniature of all the lies I have heard. I have heard Keyamo, a serving minister of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, a senior advocate of Nigeria. He said he's a member of the Inner Caucus Bar of the Nigerian Bar Association. He said that Tinubu doesn't need to go to school, that in those days even, that the hallmark of greatness is that you will have to sit at home and write GC. The same man that presented result in 1999 elections for primary and secondary failed to present the result now, and the same Keyamo that sued him at that time, sued the House of Assembly for that misnomer, is the one defending him now. Is it Oshomole that said that Tinubu doesn't need to provide his health status to Nigerians? What have you not heard? Go and look at people that are. I just put this video together for you to see a plethora of the lies and deceit that the APC have been sharing. Men, let's leave Tinubu now. You don't be like, say, if you want to defend Tinubu, they go suspend your brain. That's what it means, because I don't even know what to call this. So watch this video, share it, let it go as much as viral as possible, and let this be a testament to the fact that we advise Nigerians. This man is not president yet. Look at the propaganda that is to sell him. That is why Buhari did not do anything, because he was sold, he was packaged and sold to Nigerian propaganda. So when you elect a man with that manifesto and the interest of commitment to getting the country better, he going propaganda the lead. Look at Tinubu now. Shame! Shame on Keyamo, shame on Oshomole, shame on Ebo, shame on you too that they are watching me now. And the only reason you want to vote Tinubu is because is your brother. He speaks the same language to you. Because if not, how can you pick the list of the 18 candidates to be voting for? Watch this video and share it. I don't even know what to say. That's all. Because if you think that this one they did today is news, or if it was a missing bullion van, watch these other ones and you'll be ashamed. Shame, 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 shame. I beg you.
On the other question of the bullion van or no bullion van and all of that, I think that matter has been put to rest. There was no money in the bullion van. The bullion van that even came missed the address to have come there. Okay. It missed the address to have come there, and that was why the bullion van was.
But why was bullion van moving on election day? I thought there was supposed to be no movement.
No, it was not an election day. It was not. It was Rufai. It was. I was in the house on that very day. It was not an election.
So it was the day before election. But why was bullion van moving everywhere?
The bullion van missed the address to have come there.
I thought your presidential candidates had actually said that what's people's business with how he spends money.
I watched it. He said that jokingly. Okay. It was a joking statement.
So the bullion van missed.
The same way Mr. Dangote said that when he wanted to authenticate and get his mindset that truly he has money, he went to cash 1 million naira, brought it to his house, sat and looked at his money and returned it to the bank.
No, but I just want to get this right. You said the bullion van missed its way to come into the place.
Yes.
But that place is not a known bank, or was it a bank? I just want to get to the root of it.
There are some companies that have high staff that pay their staff with cash. Okay. Right? That bullion van missed his way there. Okay. And it was not invited by Ashwaju or anybody.
Amongst ordinary Nigerians who feel that once again he's avoiding, or some of them put it, dodging answering questions directly because he doesn't have the capacity to answer those questions. Surely you must see that this type of thing is not doing him any favors and is giving those who oppose him much more ammunition.
Well, thank you very much. First of all, you are entitled to your coinage. The way you decide to caption your thoughts is entirely your prerogative, though not necessarily a reflection of reality. Bola Tinubu went to London and he was in Chatham House. He stood there for 28 minutes to deliver his lecture. His lecture and speech sank in the brain of those who cared to listen. Of course, there are other categories of people who are just willing to criticize him for whatever he does. Bola Tinubu is a newsmaker. Anything he does attracts attention, especially of some media houses who has failed drastically to arrest his attention. So they are hot. Sometimes they go to town with diatribes. They go to town with, screw news analysis and news reportage. They say it the way they want.
There's nothing skewed about this.
Otherwise, how do you say?
He went to Chatham House and he refused to answer questions directly. He delegated.
The choice of your language, Charles, is not a reflection of reality.
Well, what do you
I am
mean?
here to help you in case you do not know how to put it.
Did he?
And now let me tell you.
Did he answer the questions?
He answered questions directly.
No, he did not.
He did. And I'll tell you. Listen now. They asked him about youth. They asked him about youth and education, and he said, I will take that by myself.
We did agree to be calm, so let's all be calm.
I'm calm. They asked him about youth and education, and he said, I will take that by myself. And he took that question by himself. If his strategy is turning to you, confess and let us educate those people who do not want to understand simplicity in leadership, how leadership has taken an innovative dimension globally.
And the innovative dimension is that if I ask you a question, you don't answer.
I am not Bola Tinubu. You're equating me with Bola Tinubu. Is an error.
But you're speaking on his behalf.
Mistakes. No.
You're speaking on his behalf.
Let me tell you, Charles, if you give me the opportunity,
to justify his
I am
action.
not trying to. I am justifying.
Well,
and I'm in charge of my expressions. If only you allow me to make them.
Go ahead.
Fantastic. A man is a presidential candidate of a party, the largest party in Africa. He was a governor, he was a senator, he was a party leader. And the man says, okay, I want to be president of Nigeria. I'm a candidate of my party. You have invited me to Chatham House. You have asked me questions. I am a team leader. I build teams. The world knows me for my dexterity in building successful teams. I have done that over the years. They have been successful. No one Nigerian politician had built as successful teams as Bola Tinubu has done. Therefore, he says, I'm now before the entire world. I want to showcase to them that again, I am building a virile team that will take Nigeria out of the doldrums. Okay, let me showcase them. A caliber of somebody like Dele Alake, who has established a lot of radio stations, a lot of TV stations, a successful journalist, a former commissioner of information in Lagos in 1999, a caliber of El Rufai, you say. These people had successfully executed. See, he's building a team.
Can I come in here?
You can come in, please.
The reason, and I don't know if you understand what Chatham House is and the philosophy of Chatham House, and yes, I'm not trying to be rude. I'm just saying, the point really is that Chatham House, people go there so that the world might be able to see them.
Correct. I know
and their leadership, their capacity to be. In other words, you sit there and you're asked questions and people assess your ability to become a president. Okay. You don't get there and they ask you questions and you say, well, ignore me, focus on my team. That's not how it works.
Okay, can I too be having
absent at the NBA conference? Yes. He was absent at the peace accord signing. Some would say those were crucial events that he should have been there. Surrogate, which is his running mate.
That's not correct. He wasn't absent at NBA conference. He delegated his deputy, his running mate,
you saying he was
to represent him.
He represented him, so he wasn't there.
And he represented him competently.
Right.
And he did the same at the
signing of the peace accord.
At the signing of the peace accord, and those documents are valid.
Right. So, how soon are we likely to see Mr. Tinubu back in the country?
Is it a film viewing?
Well, Nigerians
want to unveil a film.
Nigerians want to see him.
No. I'm also a Nigerian.
Right.
I think what Nigerians want to see is the manifesto, and we're working on it. And you know, there are things. Remember,
what exactly
remember,
is this? What
you know,
should we
remember,
expect
whenever
from
you
that?
ask people,
Right?
Because we're all in public field. If I ask you what is the health status of your colleague, is that a fair question to ask you?
It will not be, because you
Why
know
not?
why? Because she's not
You're a
seeking
public
public.
media.
She's not seeking public office.
You're not seeking
And for
public
as long
office.
as she sits here, it's a demonstration that she's fit enough to be here.
Okay.
Right.
Good. I agree.
So okay.
In those days, great men today, they wrote GC from home. Not everybody in those days went to the four walls of the schools, of secondary schools. I'll mention names. One of the greatest lawyers this country has ever produced, that has the best university today, Afe Babalola. He did not get formal education in the four walls of the school. Afe Babalola. Right. Great men all over the world. So it is a virtue, not a vice. I want to tell you that. So that's done and dusted. Next one.
The controversies are unending because
but they're setting them one by one now. I'm resolving them one by one. You are the one playing it all. I'm giving you answers.
We're having a conversation.
No, but I'm telling you that you are the one playing it all.
Really.
Because people, let me tell you there, people just take stories out of social media and regurgitate them on networks like this. Regurgitating on social media.
We're not talking about social media reports.
No, most of this is social media.
In 1999, when he was running, the certificates that he dropped and right now, and the forms that he did submit right now to run for president, the certificates, there's discrepancy there that have been noticed.
Chicago State University.
That wasn't submitted in 1999.
Okay. Which one did he submit?
Where's the primary?
I just explained that to you now.
You're confirming to us that he didn't go to a primary school. Is that what you're saying?
He did not reveal it, but I'm just telling you that he did not reveal it. But I'm telling you that in those days, you don't have to go. You don't have to. They read and pass GC from home. Great men do.
Secondary school?
Great men. Yeah, that's secondary school. That's GC now.
Yeah.
Yes, they pass it from home.
Okay. Or they pass it from home?
Yes,
okay.
Great men do. Okay. And it's a part of, it in fact, it is one of the virtues that you used to know great men. So that they read
go to school.
That they read from home. They read and dug in and bumped the midnight.